Hey everyone, and welcome to another gtaonline in-depth guide here on the channel. Today we are looking at yet another one of the aircraft from the Oscar Guzman Flies Again update, the DH-7 Iron Mule helicopter. This is now the second cargo lift heli we have in the game, and a very welcomed one at that, and I predict this will become the grinder's best friend that will completely retire the Cargobob. Let's start out by talking about its armor. The Iron Mule takes 6 RPGs or 6 homing rockets to blow up, but technically the engine dies on the 5th hit from a rocket. And in the explosive round department, it goes down in 14 explosive rounds or 12 railgun shots. The thing is though, because of the engine damage mechanics in this game, if you get hit by just 2 rockets, your engine will then go down after about a minute of flying. It's just the way all the aircraft damage works. If you get hit by just like 1 or 2 rockets, the engines will just slowly die out until they completely die altogether. The Iron Mule also has bullet-resistant windows, the same kind of windows that are on some of the UNEDITED vehicles. FMJ rounds will pierce right through them, however, so if you're trying to take out a pilot, the best thing to do would be to use FMJ rounds to shoot them out. The back tail rotor on the helicopter can also be shot out, however, unlike on unarmored helicopters where this can only take a couple of FMJ rounds to destroy, it takes 20 FMJ revolver rounds to destroy the back rotor on this, so it's unlikely that it'll ever happen in an actual scenario. The Iron Mule has a very low lock-on hitbox for homing missiles, meaning it can quite easily dodge homing rockets, almost like the Savage hitbox was from years ago before they changed that. And with the addition of countermeasures on it like chaff, it has quite good defense if you know what you're doing as a pilot. And just one more thing to know about the armor on this aircraft, it doesn't give you any visual signs that it's damaged. Engine smoke never appears on it, but you can hear the engine sounding worse and worse as it becomes more damaged. And obviously it will start cutting out as you keep flying it. The reason this will become the grinder's best friend though, is because its performance and lift power is vastly improved over the Cargobob, and it's not even close. Just lifting a Rhino tank in this comparison, you can see the Iron Mule is just so much faster. There's almost no performance difference between when it's lifting something and not lifting something, no matter what it is. Whereas on the Cargobob side, it can hardly even gain altitude while lifting the Rhino. It takes forever to get up to maze bank height while carrying the Rhino. And the same goes for just traveling forward while carrying something. The Iron Mule stays fast while going in a straight line carrying something, and is even able to gain altitude while carrying a heavy vehicle and flying forward. Meanwhile, the Cargobob can go somewhat fast going forward, but I'm constantly losing altitude while leaning forward because it just can't handle it. This helicopter is what I've always wanted in this game for a long time now, essentially a Cargobob Mark II, just better performance and lifting power on the Cargobob. It makes import-export missions an absolute breeze. I had to go and steal this Reaper that was in motion on the side of the dam, and I just swooped down and picked it up and flew away without even having to mess with chasing it down and trying to kill the driver without damaging the vehicle. And I managed to deliver it with 0 damage to it in such a short amount of time. It was insane. It also works on bunker cell missions. I was lucky enough to get the 2 black one-stop insurgents, and instead of driving each one of them to the drop-off points, I simply just picked them up and flew them to their drop-offs. Now sadly, I did have to get out at each stop to confirm the drop, but it was still way faster than doing it the standard way. If I was to do this on a full sail and I had like 4 insurgents, for example, to deliver, I still would have been able to complete this solo with ease thanks to the Iron Mule. And same goes for the weapons delivery with the Dune Loader. It gave me a location over 4 miles away And I'm not driving this slow-ass vehicle 4 miles, so I hop in the Iron Mule and just haul it there by air and get it done in a fraction of the time. It can't carry all types of cargo though. I don't believe it can carry any of the motorcycle club stuff or CO crate vehicles or nightclub vehicles for that matter. I think it's only able to carry bunker and import-export stuff, which is pretty disappointing, but at the same time, the Cargobob I don't think could carry any of that either. So it's basically just a way more powerful and better Cargobob. One strange thing about the Iron Mule is its back cargo ramp. I don't know why only the small bottom half opens on it. You can technically get inside it like you can for the Cargobob, but you have to remove the livery and countermeasures to do so, otherwise there's an invisible wall in the way. But the entrance is just too small. It looks like it's made for midgets. I don't know if that's intentional or a bug. I don't know if this is how the real-life aircraft is, but it doesn't seem like this would be the case. Unless this is an aircraft that's made for GTA 6, and in GTA 6, there's going to be a crouch button so you can get in the back that way. If that's the case, then that does make a lot of sense, but in GTA 5's case, it just looks weird. Another interesting mechanic with this vehicle, as a passenger in the front seat, you actually can lock onto people and shoot them, which works on Mark II oppressors too if you get close enough to them. It might not be the most reliable strategy, but if you happen to get close to one, you can lock on and you can kill them that way. And since the Iron Mule can dodge homing rockets quite easily, it actually makes Mark IIs have a very tough time trying to take it out. Looking at the price of the Iron Mule, as long as you have that trade price for doing the new Oscar Guzman missions, it's actually cheaper than the Cargobob is. So not only is it just better than the Cargobob in almost every scenario, but it's also a tad bit cheaper too, making it a no-brainer. The only thing I do wish is that it at least had some sort of machine gun on it, because that would give it a lot more use cases, being a cargo helicopter that can also fight back somewhat as long as the guns it had on it were good. And I suppose this is kind of a nitpick, but it looks like the wheels should be able to retract like they would on a plane when you take off, but they just don't on this helicopter. It's by no means a deal breaker, but I just wanted to point that out. But I still think this is a very good purchase and a very good helicopter, all things considered, especially if you are grinding. It complements the bunker and import-export perfectly, makes those businesses so much easier to handle, and honestly just makes them a lot more fun too, because I never liked using the Cargobob because it was so slow. But with the Iron Mule, it just feels like it's a modernized version of the Cargobob that's way faster and can take off with ease. So I'd say Rockstar are now 2 for 2 with the aircraft in this update. Both the Titan and the Iron Mule are pretty good purchases. However, our next video is going to be on the new Duster 300H, and unfortunately, it looks like they're going to go 2 for 3 here, not to spoil anything, but the Duster just isn't the best aircraft in the world. But let me know what you guys think about the Iron Mule helicopter down in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.